I don't know about you, but there's exhausting, incorrect, or at least confusing information online about gold-filled versus gold plating versus flash plating. I can't put them all together. And trying to do exhaustive research on giving you guys like a clear, concise idea of what is what, I managed to find something that kind of makes sense, and I'm gonna relay that over to you guys to explain the differences between Vermeil, gold plating, flash plating, gold filled, etc. Let's roll my music so we can check out and finally get some sort of clarification on what these are.
I'm kind of a big deal.
Blessed morning, my beautiful peoples. You know who it is. It's your boy, C to the U to the B to the A. I'm as confused as you again. I reiterate this almost every video. I am not a jewelry expert. I am not a jeweler. Half dyslexic. There's just a bunch of things that are wrong with me all across the board. But I try to relay the information that I learned over to you guys as clear as possible, but even that doesn't work all the time. So I'm gonna provide pictures, because that's the only type of book that I can read. It has to have pictures in it. So I'm gonna give you visual differences as well as explanations that I found on Google. So I'm gonna give you the differences between gold-plated, gold-filled/bonded, and Vermeil, or Vermeil as it looks. So let's get right into this video, and hopefully it'll provide some sort of explanation for those who are interested in plated, bonded, filled items. Let's start off with gold filled. Here's an example of gold filled. It consists of 2 to 3 layers of solid gold that are bonded or pressed with other metals, whether it be brass, silver, or other base metals. That layer of gold can be anything from 10, 14, 18, or 24 karat gold, and it is used as a form of protection to help the tarnish from the base metal and longer durability, which can last up to 20 to 30 years, depending on your skin chemistry, how much acidity you sweat, wear, cleaning, and maintenance. Now let's go to gold-plated jewelry. It is the least expensive alternative when it comes to jewelry. Now, gold-plated jewelry is done by a process called electroplating, which takes electric current to reduce and dissolve the metal cations so that they form a thin layer of metal coating on the pieces. Now, the gold plating process generally uses copper, brass, nickel, or silver as the base, and it's a super thin coating of 14, 18, or 24 karat applied via the electroplating process that can easily be scratched off from the base, so it doesn't really have a gold value. Vermeil or Vermeil is another type of gold plating process. The difference is this one has to be at least 2.5 microns thick. With Vermeil, the base metal is generally sterling silver and plated with a thin layer of gold. So that 2.5 micron minimum is a US Vermeil jewelry standard of thickness when it comes to something being considered Vermeil. So the difference between gold-plated and Vermeil has to have a minimum of 2.5 microns of gold plating on the sterling silver piece, as opposed to just traditional gold plating, which is usually brass, nickel, and things of that nature. It can also be silver, but generally is brass, nickel, or any other alloy metals that are even more inexpensive than sterling silver. So essentially, gold-filled jewelry is not really gold-filled. It's essentially a sheet of thin gold on top or on bottom of a piece of jewelry and pressed, bonded together to the jewelry piece, which gives it a longer durability, according to the Googles, than gold plating. Now, this can be debatable across the board. Oh, it's 3 times X, it's 5X, it's 10X plating. There's people that are in the field, and these are resources, and I'll add a video here of a young lady who sells gold-plated jewelry, part of her business, to major department stores and designers, and this is her thought process on the micron thickness on these plated pieces.
In my view of jewelry, flash plating isn't the way to go. It's not durable or long-lasting, especially for hard-wearing jewelry such as rings and bracelets. A micron is 0.001 of a millimeter. Base basically, I and a lot of specialists in the field, we see that if you have jewelry that is at least 1 micron thick, then I would say that's good quality gold plating. Just as a comparison, flash plating is less than 1 micron, so you can just see the difference there. So when someone says that a piece of jewelry is 3 microns thick, what they're saying is the gold is 3 microns thick on the surface of the metal. 1 to 2 microns for earrings, 2 to 5 microns for rings, and 2.5 to 5 microns for everything else, such as bracelets, necklaces, and bangles. I've had customers that have all their jewelry, so earrings, pendants, etc., as 1 micron, and they haven't had any issues with pieces with the plating wearing off or being sent back.
Now, this is another resource that I found on YouTube with the explanation as far as gold filled is concerned.
Now, despite its name, gold filled isn't actually filled with gold. Heat and pressure, sheet of gold that's applied to the surface of the brass core. Gold-filled raw materials, mainly sheet and wire. In gold-filled sheet, you'll also see single-clad and double-clad.
So even with these two explanations, there's still people that may have the discrepancy or feel some type of way about gold plating, electroplating, vermeil, gold bonding, gold filled, etc. Guess what? No matter which one you use, the acidity of your skin, the wear, the abuse, the cleanliness, all those things come into effect. So my gold plated chain or my vermeil chain or my gold filled chain can potentially last much longer than yours because of the pH levels on my skin, the fragrance that you use, your hygiene, never take your chain off, do you clean it on a consistent basis, etc., etc., etc. It has a lot more varying factors than a solid gold piece. So I hope this provides a little bit of insight in making your decision on how to proceed with a gold filled, gold bonded, vermeil, or gold plated piece when you're purchasing your affordable jewelry brand. At the end of the day, whichever option you go with, they all will fade at some point. Whether it's going to fade and you're gonna have a brass or a nickel base, or whether it's going to fade and you have a sterling silver base. And believe you me, it sounds as confusing to you as it does to me, but I hope the visual and these resources that I found on YouTube, shout out to them, were able to provide you with some sort of clarity in making your next purchase. I love y'all mother suckers from the heart, and I'll see y'all snitches next time. You know what is biggest in the game. Smooches.
What's fresh? Who's best? Wanna know who's gonna pass the test?
For the fly gun holder, money folder, Motorola start tag when it's time to call back. For the rough, rugged, and raw way, this nigga Jay, it's a game, but he don't play. Hey, for all the chicks that got dead in the penthouse suite on top of my mom's crib. It's nonsense you never get in. It's nonsense that you would think that you would.